Disclaimer 1, this is not part of the Shibania lore or story or anything, this is something completely for itself. Disclaimer 2, I did change some of the script, but it was because there were multiple minors which I didn't know how to film. And then I also changed everything that was in plural to singular, so I only had one minor and not several minors. I also changed another thing which didn't really make sense because there only was one minor, but I didn't change anything else than that. The way this works is that the AI has created a script for me, and I'll then read it out loud and then show us on the screen something I built in Minecraft that correlates to the script as good as I can. Enjoy! Once upon a time, in a magical land called Minecraft, there lived a flock of sheep. They were a happy bunch, living in peace and harmony with the other animals in the land. One day, a strange thing happened. A rainbow appeared in the sky, and with it came a new type of sheep. It was a rainbow sheep. The rainbow sheep was so beautiful that all the other sheep in the flock gathered around it, admiring its bright colors. But the rainbow sheep wasn't the only new type of sheep. Soon after, an upside-down sheep appeared. This sheep was just as colorful as the rainbow sheep, but its colors were inverted. Its wool was black on the top and white on the bottom. The flock of sheep were amazed by the new arrivals. They welcomed the rainbow sheep and the upside-down sheep into their flock and began to learn more about them. The rainbow sheep and the upside-down sheep weren't the only new types of sheep in the flock. There were also 16 other colors of sheep. There was a white sheep, a black sheep, a red sheep, blue sheep, a green sheep, a yellow sheep, a pink sheep, an orange sheep, a purple sheep, a brown sheep, a gray sheep, a teal sheep, a magenta sheep, a lime sheep, a sky sheep, and a silver sheep. The flock of sheep lived happily together for many years, grazing on the lush grass and enjoying the warm sunshine. One day, the flock of sheep noticed a strange noise coming from the nearby forest. As they got closer, they saw a miner digging into the ground. The miner was looking for diamonds and other precious stones, but he didn't realize that he was digging right underneath the flock of sheep. The miner was so focused on his task that he didn't even notice the sheep. However, the sheep were terrified and started to run away as fast as they could. The rainbow sheep and the upside-down sheep were the first to flee, quickly followed by the other colors of sheep. The miner was so surprised by the sight of all the different colored sheep running away that he stopped what he was doing and just stared. The miner realized that the flock of sheep were in danger and decided to help them. He put down his tools, formed a line, and then started to herd the sheep away from the mine. The miner worked together with the sheep to make sure that all the sheep were safe and that none of them were left behind. Once the flock of sheep were far enough away from the mine, the miner said his goodbyes and returned to his work. The flock of sheep watched him go, grateful for the miner's help. From that day on, the flock of sheep stayed far away from the mine. The miner, on the other hand, had become more aware of the animals around him. He had seen the fear in the sheep's eyes, and it had made him realize that he needed to be more careful when he was mining. Every once in a while, the miner would take a break from his work and look out at a flock of sheep in the distance. He would smile and wave, and the sheep would wave back. The miner and the flock of sheep had formed a bond that day, and it was one that would last for many years to come. The flock of sheep was made up of a variety of colors, from the bright white of the snow sheep to the deep brown of the mushroom sheep. Each one of them was unique, and they all had a special place in the heart of the miner. The miner would often take breaks and watch the flock of sheep grazing in the fields. He would marvel at the variety of colors, and he was always impressed by how well the sheep worked together. The snow sheep was the most popular among the miner, as the bright white wool was a stark contrast to the dark stone of the mine. The mushroom sheep was also favored, as the deep brown wool was a reminder of the lush grasslands that surrounded the mine. The miner was also fond of the gray sheep, as the wool was a reminder of the clouds that often hung over the mine. The pink sheep was also favored, as the wool was a reminder of the beautiful sunsets that the miner was often able to witness. The miner was also fond of the black sheep, as the wool was a reminder of the night sky that the miner often looked up to in the evenings. He was also intrigued by the red sheep, as the wool was a reminder of the fire that the miner often had to use to stay warm. The miner also enjoyed the orange sheep, as the wool was a reminder of the bright orange pumpkins that the miner often harvested from nearby farms. The brown sheep was also favored, as the wool was a reminder of the warm earth that the miner often had to dig through. The miner was always amazed by the variety of colors that sheep had. It was like a rainbow of colors that the miner had to marvel at. He was always grateful for the flock of sheep that kept him company during his long days of work. The flock of sheep quickly became a source of comfort for the miner. He often found himself talking to the sheep, telling them about his days and his worries. The sheep seemed to understand him and offered a listening ear. The miner also found himself playing with the sheep, chasing them around and laughing as he tried to catch them. The sheep were always so full of energy, and it was a great way for the miner to take a break from his work. The miner also found himself appreciating the different colors of the sheep's wool. The colors were so vibrant and beautiful, it was like a reminder of the beauty in the world. The miner was so grateful for the flock of sheep that he often shared stories and songs with them. It was like they were a part of the family, and made the miner feel like he had a connection with something larger than himself. The miner was so thankful for the flock of sheep that he often made sure to take extra care of them. He made sure to provide them with food and shelter, and he even gave them a few extra treats. The miner was always so happy to see the flock of sheep, and he was always grateful for their company. The sheep were a reminder of the beauty in the world, and a reminder of the miner's connection to something larger than himself. One day, the miner was shocked to discover that the flock of sheep had disappeared. He searched everywhere, but there was no sign of the sheep. The miner was heartbroken, and he feared the worst. That is, until he heard a loud bleating coming from the woods nearby. The miner rushed to the woods, and there he found the flock of sheep, but they were all wearing collars with strange symbols on them. The miner quickly realized that the sheep had been taken by poachers and were about to be sold off for the wool. The miner was outraged and determined to save the flock. He devised a plan to rescue the sheep and return them to their home. The miner chased away the poachers and rescued the flock of sheep. After a long and dangerous pursuit, he managed to get the sheep back to their home. The miner was relieved and overjoyed to have the sheep back safe and sound. He celebrated his victory and thanked the lucky stars that he had saved the flock. The miner also made sure to spread the word about the incident and encouraged other people to be more vigilant and protect their animals from poachers. The miner was proud of his accomplishment, and the sheep were happy to be back in their home. The miner and the sheep had formed an unbreakable bond, and the miner vowed to always protect the flock. The miner's story became a symbol of hope and courage, inspiring people to stand up against injustice and fight for what is right.